Hello, how are we all doing today? So, today's training session is going to be some barbell bench and some upper accessories for this second video of my training and rambling. I think I've ended up calling it. Not much to go into, we're just going to go straight in. Pre's been hard, we're at the gym. We listened to some Frank Sinatra on the way here. What a vibe. I've been watching a lot of the new Fallout season, and just the music in that is very 1950s, 1960s, and the music is so entertaining to the vibe of the show. If any of you have seen it, leave it in the comments. Like, more than happy to talk about this show with you guys because it's so fun. In my headphones, it'll be 1950s, 1960s, a bit of Frank Sinatra, and that is what I'll be lifting heavy weights to. Here's hoping. So I shall see you in there. So we're nice and warmed up. We're going to start with just a bar for about 8. Then we're going to go 50 for 5, 80 for 3, 90 for 2. And then we're going to try 100. I got this last week for about 5. This week we're going to try go for somewhere between the 7 or 6 range, without trying to say the funny number there, going the other way around. But we'll see how it goes. We'll just start warming up and I'll show you how the warm-ups go. It's moving well, can't lie. Moving on to the last warm-up of 90 for 2. Then we'll go on to 100, which will be fun. That moves very easy, very comfortably easy. I think 100 is going to feel good. Feeling confident, feeling nice. I'm going to aim for that 7. Anything above a 5 is a PR this walk, but we really want that 7. So give myself a little rest and then we'll go for it. Going into this last set, thinking about a TikTok I made recently about superhero compression t-shirts and how it's quite funny that a lot of people who wear them don't train to failure, don't train very hard. But on that note, I am a massive nerd or geek in the sense of like Batman, superheroes. You might have saw at the end of the last video, just Lego all across my room. I really enjoy the aspect of a lot of people in the very strong industry or very sporty industry are all massive nerds, to be honest, which is quite ironic when you think about sporty people. But I think being a nerd or being into superheroes really helps in the sense of superheroes are very outlandish, out-of-worldish, and their goals are something normal people wouldn't achieve. Like, you take Spider-Man and he works himself to death every day via willpower, and I think a lot of people in the sports industry take that very strongly, and it helps them push themselves more than other people. If you have that belief that you can do more than you can, even if it's not realistic, you're going to push yourself further. So I think movies and comics and games give that idea to people that they can push themselves harder. And I think that's such a great concept to believe in yourself more, even if it seems unrealistic, to try and achieve goals that the ordinary person just can't. So I really enjoy it, and it helps me push my workouts, even if it is a bit corny or cringy. Having that idea of having the mindset of a superhero is very influential to people who do push themselves hard. If you think about the best in the industry, like Russell Orhe, he is a massive into anime and stuff. So, and a lot of other people into comics and their different fandoms. I think it just pushes themselves more. So that's what I'm going to have in my mind of pushing myself like a superhero when I push my heavy lifts, and I can be set unrealistic standards for myself rather than setting myself to the norm and not believing I can. But otherwise, let's go for this 100 and let's see if we can get a wee PR. Have a reaction of that, simply from being out of breath, but one more rep from last week, which is real improvement, and I felt a lot smoother, no pain, which is great for me, having no pain anywhere. No chest, no trap, maybe a little tightness in the trap coming on now, but otherwise, really good, really happy with that. I'm going to drop it down to 90, see how that feels, but 100 for 6, at a really good tempo, not going to complain. That is that superhero mindset, going for more, pushing for more, wanting more every single time. That's the effort you got to give. Wow. 6 reps. One up from last time. Felt good, felt strong. I wish this was just a tiny bit taller. Just get that little bit of extra room. I guess I could go on to like put the band on my knees, but I'm scared I'm gonna get cunted in the balls, so I'd rather not do that. I realise how different pull-ups or any sort of bodyweight exercise is too heavy. The last time I've really done these was when I was about 80 kilo or below, sitting about 80, 89 now. The difference is unreal just adding that extra weight. If you train through it, it's probably a lot easier. Just training through as you gain weight. However, if you stop like me, it is a lot harder. I do really like an assisted pull-up machine compared to bands. I just find it a lot more consistent when it comes to like the bands you use or how tall a machine is. The assisted is a lot more accurate every time I use it. But that's me just being picky, to be honest with you. Like, you can use whatever you have, but if I were to be picky, really enjoy an assisted pull-up machine. For probably my favourite back exercise in this workout, which is Penley rows. I prefer Penley rows over a barbell row simply because they're more fun, I can't lie. Touching the ground sets a really good ROM in my head, and it's a little bit less lower back pressure for my accessories compared to a bent over row where I'm holding it. If I were someone who's very new to deadlifting, new to squatting, I would probably more likely add a barbell row where you don't hit the ground to get used to having a bit more lower back pressure, because strengthening up your lower back, using your lower back is not a bad thing. You may feel a bit more pain at first, but that's because you just don't use your lower back. Simple as. That's why a lot of people got back pain when the insurgence of safety lifting was introduced, because a lot of people were squatting to pick things up, avoiding back where possible, and then when they did use their back to twist or turn or pick up something, that's when they would hurt themselves because their back was just simply not strong enough. Generally speaking, using your lower back is not a bad thing, to be fair with you. Just do it in a more safe manner. A bit of a sloppy one at the end, but the 6 last week was also a sloppy one, and 6 was cleaner this week. So realistically, pushing those sloppy ones, fuck it. The sloppy ones pushing on to the next rep. So it's still progress, even though it is sloppy. We have got some tricep jam press movement I didn't used to like, but I'm getting more used to it now. I probably should do this flat. However, for me, pushing into this is very uncomfortable as I feel like I'm sliding back. So having it on an incline slight is still a lot of tricep, obviously, but the incline helps me from drifting back as much, keeping it in the same place with every rep. And then after this, we've got some Y raises on the cables and finishing off with some wall curls.
Just a nice stable movement, which does not cause me any trap grief, which is really nice. So let's get this done and dusted, and I shall see you on the next exercise. My mic quality seemed to cut here, so basically what I was saying was this was an extra 2 reps from last week, which is pretty good, felt good, and I can't complain. That was pretty much all I said.
A decent use of actually filming, especially on Y raises, is actually seeing if I can get into a Y raise form. So I'm currently just testing to see how well this cable lines up as I go up. So I'm thinking a little higher, and this lines up much tidier. We got it. Barely. Finishing off with some wall curls. I just enjoy these for the stability, and keeping the traps down causes me a little less pain, which is nice. I'm gonna go for 12s and 4 sets of these, and then we are done, and I shall see you after the workout. Somebody's using the 12s, so we're gonna go 15s.
We're back from a 3-kilometer run, finished the gym, came home, got a quick snack, and we done a 3-kilometer run. New PB of 5 minutes 26. This cut sucks, but that is it for the day. Things are moving well. I'm not feeling pain on my shoulder or chest. Runnings are going up, weight's coming down. So things are moving well for me, I can't complain. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, leave it a like. Comment anything you'd be interested in. Next video should be a lower session, I know. 2 videos now and they've been upper, so a lower should be good. And I hope you enjoy. I'll catch you later.